and so grateful for each and every one of you that I consider my inner earth family here on the upper crust. And I am so excited to make another after the channeling video for you today. I hope everyone has been doing well, going through all of these wonderful shifts and changes that we've been experiencing as a human collective as Mama Gaia raises her frequency and vibration and moves into a new place in outer space. We're all being changed and shifted around and upgraded in the most beautiful way. Each and every one of you that is a light worker and holds that divine love and frequency within your chest and projects it out to the universe and all those around you, I'm so grateful for you. Anya is so grateful for you. Know that the entire Anshar collective that dwells within the inner earth celebrates every single day for the work that you do and all the light that we shine out to our beautiful planet together. Because each and every one of us are so important on this journey of ascension and this journey of expansion as our planet upgrades and comes into this beautiful vibration where she's always meant to be. So as she upgrades, we upgrade and we get to all ride along together. For today, I thought it might be fun to talk about the Anshar's journey a little bit more. I know in the very beginning, whenever I first started channeling Anya a few cycles ago, she did in one of the very first videos, I think it was somewhere between 1, 2, or 3, she did a message through me with a channel where she discussed the Anshar's journey into the inner earth. And that is actually one of the most popular videos on this YouTube channel. And I love sharing this information with all of you about the Anshar. I feel really great about it. I hope that it helps all of you feel great about it too. And I feel as I share the information that I receive through my third eye when I'm channeling, or any information I receive during my astral time, my meditations, and my connections with Anya and the Anshar, I'm so grateful to pass that information on to each and every one of you too. Because as we each form a more clear picture within our mind and our third eye and our energy field, it sends that information out to the human collective. So whenever that contact actually comes, which isn't too far away, it'll be much easier for the rest of the human collective to accept that and appreciate it and understand that the Earth isn't just a giant rock orbiting around the sun in our solar system, but that she is a living conscious being of light just like us, and that we are a part of her, and there's so much more to her, that there is an inner earth, and that the central sun exists, which is her beautiful beating heart, and that there are multiple civilizations of different beings and galactic beings that dwell within the inner earth. Just as we dwell above, there are so many that dwell below. So as you know, like I said, there are lots of different civilizations and types of beings that dwell within the inner earth. And also to understand that to dwell within the inner earth, a being has to be of a very high vibration. The frequency on the upper crust where we are still varies between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th dimension. And of course, our goal is to get it into that permanent 5th dimensional energy, which is where we're all going. But inside the inner earth, the lowest frequency is a 5th dimensional energy. And from my understanding, it goes up to 6th and 7th vibrating frequency of dimensions, which is quite wonderful. And that's why there are so many amazing high dimensional, high vibrating galactics that come and go and visit us from other planetary systems, that can freely come and go through the interior of the earth and not necessarily on the upper crust where the gravity and the frequency and the energy is so much heavier. So let's talk a little bit more about the Anshar, to pass on some more knowledge, to help give a little tidbit of knowledge here and there, to help each and every one of you be able to see, hopefully, what I'm saying helps you see more clearly through your third eye and through the energy within your heart space and your energy field, what the Anshar are like. So, to talk a little bit more about their journey and who they are, as Anya announces in the introduction of every single channeling, and I love that she is so consistent with her introduction, because it helps remind all of us that have been on this inner earth journey with her for a few years, who she is and where she comes from, and then to introduce her to all of you that are new, so that you can understand, what is an Anshar? Who is this woman with a different accent that's speaking through Tracy? That's how channeling works. So the Anshar, as Anya says, they are humans just like us, but they are so far advanced and so far along their ascension journey because they dwell within the inner earth and they dwell closest to the central sun. So in this way, they have been able to advance their spiritual gifts, their energetic gifts, their ability to flow with the divine energy of quantum physics, and to be able to change their reality and embody the essence of that highest frequency of love so completely. And as far as the physicality of their body goes, compared to us humans that dwell up here in the heavier gravity and the heavier, denser energies, they are humans just like us. They just look a little bit differently. So as all of us humans come in different shapes and sizes and colors and types of hair and styles of the way we look and eye colors, so do they. They're humans too. I had gotten a question once, and by the way, I love all of the questions that you guys emailed to me, and I hope that I can get them all answered eventually. But one person had asked me, are the Anshar only tall and white and blue-eyed and blonde hair? No, definitely not. There is a group of advanced beings that live in the inner earth called the Nordics, and they are very connected to the earth, but they come from a different planetary system, and they are very tall and very, very white. Not even ivory or tan or anything. They are white with really light eyes and pure white hair, and they're more energy than they are physical bodies. So I think things get a little mixed up here and there. The Anshar are not the Nordics, and the Nordics are not the Anshar. The Nordics dwell within the inner earth, up closer to the upper crust, where the entries through the cave systems and all of that is. And they actually build their cities into the upper crust of the earth, which is very fascinating and beautiful. But the Anshar, when they retreated down into the inner earth, I don't know the exact timeline of it. I can check into Anya with that, but I would say probably millions of years ago, since they were here around the time of the dinosaurs. And they do have a beautiful connection with the dinosaurs. They continued on into the layers of the upper crust, down into the central area of the inner earth, and dwell on a beautiful continent that resides very close to the central sun. And so they physically are, because gravity is not the same in the inner earth as it is here. There is still gravity, of course. We need it. It helps everything function and flow properly on the inside and the outside of our planet. But because the gravity is not so heavy on their body, they are definitely taller than us. Anya is probably about, I live in the U.S., so she's somewhere between 6'2" to 6'3", and that is for feminine energy. So the men, the masculine energy, they're very much taller than even her. And like I said, they come in all different shapes and sizes and colors and styles, just like we beautiful humans do. But they all are taller, and when she says they're lighter and brighter and a little bit blue, that is because they have raised the frequency of their physical body and their energy body merged together so beautifully that they radiate out this energy, this light, this frequency of love, this beautiful glow from the central sun. It's almost as if you could imagine meeting an angel in real life and seeing that beautiful, vibrant glow come off of their wings. That's how the Anshar look. They glow from within because they have become so elevated and activated their dormant DNA that they just have this beautiful light about them. You can see their energy field around them. It's so beautiful and pretty. And their skin, all of them's skin is tinted a little bit blue. And the Anshar that have been living in the inner earth longer become more and more blue because they are absorbing all these beautiful rays from the central sun. And as Anya has taught us all, the central sun is this glowing energy ball, the heart of our planet, that is mostly a blue energy mixed with gold, and now this beautiful frequency of love, of pink energy that we've formed together with her. And so as the Anshar absorb these rays over all of the cycles that they've been living next to the central sun, they naturally, their skin has turned from the inside out a little bit blue. And so they're just such beautiful advanced humans. They are kind and generous with sharing their knowledge, and their mission now has always been, but especially now that we are on this beautiful journey of ascension and expansion together, is to teach us how to advance ourselves in an easier, more efficient, quicker way. Which brings me to the part of, why did they go to the inner earth anyway, Tracy? Why didn't they just stay out here on the upper crust? So let's go back to the beginning, because I had received a couple of really good questions about timing, and I think that's a wonderful thing to talk about. And of course, I don't know numbers of this year and AD and this and that. I only know what I receive from Anya and through my meditations and channeling, the understanding and knowledge that I have. So this is based off of information I received, but the Anshar are and were one of the very first civilizations of humans that were seeded onto our beautiful planet, onto Mama Gaia. And as she holds this creation energy within her, and she helps create all of the beautiful animals and critters and plants and all of the most of the life that exists on our planet today comes from her directly. Humans come from a different planetary system. And from the knowledge of what I understand that I've learned over this time with Anya, is that the Anshar were one of the very first human civilizations that were seeded onto our planet. And they were seeded by what is called the Star Mothers. It's such fascinating information, and it comes to me in bits and pieces over many years of meditation and connection with the Anshar and with Anya specifically. So the Star Mothers are from a different planetary solar system, but they help birth and seed human life onto planets that are adaptable for human life. And of course, with our Earth and the variety of all of the life we have on it, other humans came from other different various types of experiences. Of course, there were the cavemen, and I'm not sure where they came from. And there is also an ideology of the Anunnaki, and there are certain tribes of humans that evolved from the Anunnaki. And the Anshar are not related to either one of those. They came directly from that pure divine DNA of the star mother cedar ships, which are of the highest frequency of love, that go about different planetary systems, seeding human life and DNA and the ability to create human life onto planets whenever they are first being formed. So the Anshar came onto the earth very much in the beginning phases of our planet's birth, when she was a very new, young planet. And she is still a very young planet, by the way. She has a long ways to go on her journey. So they lived on the upper crust for quite a long time, many, many cycles around the sun. Yes, existing during the same time that the dinosaurs were here too. I don't know that they interacted directly with them because the dinosaurs were in a little bit of a different area. But the reason why they retreated down into the inner earth was because, as Anya channeled through me in that video of the Anshar's journey, and as most of you I know understand and resonate with what I'm saying, that there was a time when some darker energies that exist within our planetary system came from a different solar system, and these are the types of energies that feed off of and siphon and vacuum off of others' energies. They don't just create it for themselves. And as we know, as we carry the light, also the dark exists. It provides a balance within the universe. And we all came from source, and we're all on our own ascension and expansion journey, and that is theirs. So they came to the earth and they changed things around, and they built this grid around our planet and started shifting things into this, as we like to say, those of us that are resonating with the term light worker, we call it the Matrix, the video game of which we live in currently, that tries to input us into the system, siphon off all of our energy until we just exhaust ourselves and pass away. So the whole goal is to exit the Matrix in the video game and shine our light bright and go through our ascension process. But when this originally happened and these darker energies arrived on our planet, the Anshar were already so advanced that they were on the alert about this. And because they are the original gatekeepers of our planet, as each and every one of us are, and as you are that resonates with what I'm saying, we are caretakers, we are gatekeepers, we are guardians of planet Earth. That's why we're all connected together. That's why we're connected with the Anshar, so that we can all raise our vibration and protect her together from the inside civilization of humans to us on the upper crust, on the outside civilization of humans. So as the Anshar were on the red alert that these energies and entities had arrived on our planet to shift and change things into a way of feeding and vacuuming off energy from humans, they retreated. They retreated inside the inner earth. And from my understanding, from what I've learned from the Anshar, some of them actually physically went down through the caves and tunnels that were then open, because they're not now, not all of them, some of them, but not all of them, and found their way into the inner earth. The other thing that happened was that Gaia herself, wanting to always survive and thrive the creations and beings and animals that live upon her that are of the light, opened up portals within certain forests and jungles and beautiful tree systems on our planet, and the Anshar were able to see and know where these portals were, because they were already so advanced, just popped on through the portals and ended up in the inner earth. The wonderful thing about that was very unexpected, was all of the dinosaurs that existed on the planet. Now, I know that we've been programmed and taught through schooling and this and that a giant meteor hit the earth and destroyed everything and all the dinosaurs died. And that's simply not true. What happened was the frequency of our planet was changed, and unfortunately it got lowered as these dark energies arrived. And certain animals and beings, as the dinosaurs, have just as much of a desire and a natural instinct to survive as we humans do. And as some of them saw and understood that there were humans and Anshar and other animals and critters going to the inner earth through these portals, well, they just went too. And of course, not all of them made it through, but so many of them did. And they are alive and well within the inner earth. And as I said in a video before where I spoke of the dinosaurs a little bit more, and there was a channeling that Anya did about the dinosaurs also, that they've changed and upgraded, because how can you not, living inside the inner earth in such a high frequency? And think of how wonderful and beautiful they are, how intelligent they are, how long they have been on this planet since the very, very beginning, that they are now these beautiful, intelligent beings, large, magnificent creatures that look different than what we have been taught. Their skin isn't so hard as you would think. It's a little bit softer, and as I had said before in another after the channeling video, they now have their feathers are out because they are connected to the birds, and they have feathers on their head, and they're very, very telepathic. It's very easy to connect with them. And me and Anya actually have a set of 2 T-Rexes that we have been connected to over many, many cycles, and I was just recently reintroduced to them a few years ago during one of my astral journeys with her. And we have 2 T-Rexes. One is orange, and she's a very large female, and her name is Lana. And the other one is blue, and again with feathers, and he is not as large as Lana, but his name is Nari. And so I just wanted to throw that out there to let you guys know that dinosaurs do still exist, just in a different way. And the ones that did remain on the earth and didn't get to retreat down inside the inner earth, unfortunately did transition and pass away, which is what leaves us with all the fossils and all the wonderful things that we've been able to find from those dinosaurs that didn't quite make it through the portals. So the Anshar retreated down into the inner earth so long ago. It's such a beautiful story to be able to save their civilization, and that they had this understanding that not only are we, but also our planet that we are so directly connected to is on a journey of expansion and ascension, and that eventually this dark energy and this grid that was created around our planet by these dark entities would go away, just simply go away, because it is the natural law of the universe that we're always moving up, we're always ascending, we're always getting wiser and stronger and vibrating higher, because that is just the natural way of the divine plan. And so now that we've come to this beautiful time in our journey as a planet, as all of us together, humans and dinosaurs and critters and creatures and trees and plants on the inside and the outside, we're at this wonderful phase that Anya calls the quickening, where the earth is moving and shifting her path into a different alignment in outer space where she's never been before. And as this happens slowly and slowly after each cycle, it requires her to upgrade, to expand, to raise her vibration. And so naturally, every other critter and being on our planet must raise their vibration along with her. It's just the natural way of things. So as the Anshar work on raising their vibration and becoming so spiritually and energetically in tune with and aligned with our planet, they understood, hey, it's time for the humans above to be able to do this too. And as so many of us light workers came online, as everyone likes to say, 10 to 5 to 15 years ago, depending on where you are at in your journey, we kind of had this awakening, as we like to call it, where our dormant DNA was clicked on because we are guardians and gatekeepers and caretakers of our planet. So the time and the frequency aligned so perfectly that we were able to kind of turn the lights on again, release ourselves from the programming of this video game, of this matrix, of this vacuuming of our energies, and say, hey, we're here for a different reason. This doesn't feel good. This isn't where I'm supposed to be. And so the Anshar obviously realized that this frequency has shifted, and that's why they started to make contact again. It's really super fascinating, and their mission is that of pure light and love, that we can all ascend and share this knowledge together. This is ancient knowledge that Anya talks about, talking about coming into our superpowers, understanding our energy field, activating our third eye, projecting our light out through our chest and our heart space to everyone around us. This is ancient knowledge that's been around since the beginning of time. It's just that we as humans on the upper crust have had it programmed out of our mind. So now it's time for it to all come back. And the Anshar are here to help. There's such beautiful, wonderful civilization of humans that have been around since the very, very, very beginning. They're here as our family. We're all humans together. And it's just such a beautiful journey. I know I've talked a little bit about the inner earth crystals and how they wear these inner earth crystals on their chest, which helps conduct the energy of the central sun into their heart space more effectively. Just to help you get a better idea of physically what they look like, to understand what their mission is, how they came to be in the inner earth, and why they've made contact now. The time has come with this quickening of energy where we are so rapidly in expansion in such a beautiful way that they're like, hey, the polar ice caps are melting. Scientists have proven this. There are pictures from outer space that show that the ice caps are melting, and that these holes are starting to pop up on the top and the bottom of our planet. This is wonderful news and nothing to be afraid of. This is the way it's meant to be, for Gaia to start to reveal herself and who she truly is, so that we can all live in harmony again together. And I saw this meme on social media a week or so ago, and it was talking about how there's been all of this talk and chatter in social media about first contact and governments revealing aliens and all of this and that, which most of us understand has been there all along. But this meme said, what will humans do when they're expecting that first contact will be from a galactic race that is not human, when all along it will be humans? And I know it was probably meant to be funny or silly or curious or whatever, but it resonated with me because I thought, yes, this is it. I don't know if first contact will come from above, but Anya says it'll come from below. And how beautiful for us to have a new experience with a new civilization that is human, just like us. So as each and every one of you resonate with what I say and what my beautiful sister Anya says, and with the civilization of our Anshar family that lives right below our toes, we send that knowledge out through our third eye to the rest of the human collective, so that when the time comes and the vibration aligns and the Anshar do come above and introduce themselves, it won't be this scary thing. It'll be a beautiful thing of magic and love and frequency and sharing of knowledge and information. So I hope that helped all of you understand their journey a little bit more, just to give a little bit more knowledge and help develop that image within your third eye. I do the best I can with digital art, trying to make pictures of Anya, and I'm still continuing on that wonderful journey of making more images for each and every one of you. I recently started working on a couple of books that I'm writing about the Anshar also, where I will include a lot of art, and I'll keep you posted. And all of these after the channelings with Tracy that I'll just continue to do and let you know how my journey unfolds. And thank you to each and every one of you for all of your beautiful comments, for all of your love. I truly feel that when I read every comment and when I read every message and email, it's so important to me. And all of that information gets transmuted down to Anya and the Anshar too. And we love each and every one of you. So as my beautiful sister always says, I hope this message finds you in a place of peace and love, because that's exactly where we are meant to be. And I love you so much. Thank you for resonating. Thank you for sharing your time with me. You are loved and you are appreciated.